Hello everyone, I'm Myrna Augustine, the founder of Red Carpet Functions. The main vision behind these interviews is introducing you to amazing people who share their story and inspire us. My amazing guest today is Myrna Widlend. She is the international award-winning certified vision board coach. Thank you so much, Myrna, for taking your time out and coming to the studio today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's just wonderful to see you again. It's been some time.
I know, right? 2020.
Yes.
Has it taken a toll over you by any chance?
2020 has been extremely interesting. You know, I think for some people they feel that things were swept under the carpet. For others, it has been a trying time of trying to handle the fact that they have felt that their dreams and their visions were just no longer there.
Yeah.
And so for many people, that was a frustration.
Yes,
you know.
correct.
But what I want to just say, Rini, that is I saw an article, it came through my Facebook feed, and it was from the VP of a very large personal development company. And this guy said, my vision board doesn't look anything like the way I imagined it in 2020.
Wow.
Okay. And that is true. However, when you step into your vision and you hold on to your main values, then for many people it has not been a big challenge. Mm-hmm. And I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
I have my favourite restaurant just around the corner from where I live. This guy's, one of his top values is community.
Wow. Myrna, before going ahead with that particular story, could you please tell our viewers what exactly you do, like vision board?
Sure.
Like, if you can explain that, would be great.
Yes, there's a lot of different explanations to it.
Yeah.
For some people, it is a collage of pictures
Yes.
and words.
I remember doing a workshop with you.
Yes.
It just changed my life.
Yes, yes, it was wonderful doing
Yeah,
that. That was
yeah.
one of my earlier ones. Mm-hmm. And it can just be pictures and words. However, if you take it further, which is what I do, I get you to understand how to be able to use vision boards as a solution tool to gain clarity in your life, both in your business life and also in your personal life. So my coach, the person that I actually trained under, who's Joyce Swatch from the Vision Board Institute, mm-hmm. She's the top vision board expert, the author of 7 books, and has actually helped a lot of celebrities with their vision boards. She calls it a life planning tool.
That's a nice way of saying
Yes.
it. A life
planning tool. Yes.
Wow. There are so many people. If you ask a question today to them that what exactly you want to do, they have no clue, right? There's not an answer. But what you do clarifies what they actually want to do in their life.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. What it does do, Rena, is that it actually helps to unblock and unlock and for them to become aware of what is actually stopping them from moving forward. And I'll give you an idea. Sometimes people do vision boards and it's all from the head.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm. And I had one client who came in and she wanted to do a vision board for her business. But what she was shown was that she needed to take better care of her family. So she left with a board that was totally focused on her family. And once she focused on her family, she came back and she did a second vision board. And that was a business vision board. And now her business is completely taking over because, you see, what she did was she got her priorities right.
That's right.
Family first and business second.
And she did both.
She did both, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That is amazing. So Myrna, what made you do this? How did you get into doing this?
That's a very interesting question, and I was actually asked that question when I was on a summit recently because I realized it's not a question that I answered because not many people actually asked me that question. Mm-hmm. But when I looked back, I was actually born in South Africa, in Cape Town. Now, for those people who know South Africa, I grew up in the apartheid era. So I grew up with a lot of very, very negative words and pictures around me. So I had to create a vision of what I wanted my life to look like, and not to be focused on the negativity, but to look at the things that were positive. So from a very early age, I was creating vision boards. I was cutting pictures out of magazines. I was cutting dolls and putting, clothes on the dolls of what I thought I wanted to look like when I grow up.
Wow.
And I remembered as a little child thinking that my vision was that I wanted to be the secretary to a really, really successful businessman so that I could go around and travel around the world.
And you did that?
My vision was too small because, you see, I had the secretary. I wasn't the secretary.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. And you traveled the world.
And I traveled the world. Yes, yes.
Unbelievable. Wow. So when did you come to Australia?
I came to Australia about 30 years ago. Prior to that, I lived in the UK for 18 years. I was actually speaking to an Uber driver the other day, and he asked me, when were you there? When he was English, and, he sort of said, when were you there? And I said, well, it was around about the 70s. And he said, wow, you had an amazing time, because that was the best time to be in the UK.
Okay.
And to have the job that I had, it was fun.
Wow.
And to travel the way I did, and I didn't realise at that time how much vision I actually had, because I stepped into something where I wasn't qualified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how did you come up with this and took it as a full time?
Well, what happened was that I have a business, and I found that a lot of the people that I was connecting with had a lot of really, really great talents and giftings, but they weren't using it. And the reason why they weren't using it was because they were steeped in fear.
Yeah.
The fear of what people think about them, fear of what people would say about them.
Yeah. Isn't that how it works, Myrna? People actually are scared of rejection, right?
It is.
Scared to try something new.
Yes.
What will our friends say? What will our relatives say? So, as you said, unlocking and unblocking, it's so important.
It's very important, because we can't spend our whole life thinking about what people think about us.
True.
What are they going to do to us?
Yeah.
There's not much they can do to harm us. They can say some words which are really unkind,
Yeah.
but you just have to get used to that. If you lift your head above the water, you need to be ready for someone pushing your head down back in the water, or attempting to do that.
Yeah.
And that's where mindset comes in an awful lot, and that's where faith comes in an awful lot.
Yeah.
Because you have to have that confidence that what you're stepping in is really, really what your purpose is. So I really feel that I'm moving in my purpose. And the reason why I feel that is because the amazing change that I see happening in people, and in that process I'm growing too.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You might be meeting so many amazing people.
Yes.
And the best part is, you have the power to recognize how much talent they have.
Yes, I have the gift to be able to link up all the dots. That's a gift that God's given me, is to link up all the dots.
Yeah.
I also have the gift of being able to look at the pictures that people choose and give them an insight into it. And someone actually picked a picture one day of pasta with tomato sauce, and the explanation of that was, I love Italian food. But that's not what I saw.
Oh my God, I would have seen that. So,
what I saw was someone that was very ashamed of their life and had not forgiven themselves for something that they did. And when that person was open enough and trusted me enough to share and stepped into the area of forgiveness for themselves, forgiving themselves, what happened is that they actually got a promotion within 3 months. Because what happened at work, every time the promotion came up, they would be looked over. And the reason is that a lot of people don't realise is that when you've got deep-seated things like that happening, people pick up. So someone would have picked up, this guy's got all the qualifications, but there's just something about him. you know. But the minute he was able to forgive himself for what it is that he did, he actually received a fabulous promotion.
So that is like pasta and tomato sauce leading you to promotion. That is like...
Someone says I'm weird, you know. somebody said, Myrna, you're really just weird. And it's okay. I don't mind being called weird.
If you get the results.
You know, if I get the results and I'm working and I'm in the flow of what God wants me to do, I'm perfectly okay. being called.
How long have you been doing this, Myrna?
Just over 9 years now.
9 years, yeah.
Yeah. But I've developed it and changed it and modified it as I've actually gone along with it, because certainly with COVID, the vision boards have to be done in a very different way. I have a lot of focus right now with the vision boards for people to be very, very clear about their values. Because if they don't have their values clear, they're not going to be able to survive this very, very difficult season.
Wow. So due to COVID, you couldn't see your clients, right? Face to face. So it was all online. How did you find that?
What I did was I stepped into it. Was extremely uncomfortable because I had to learn a whole lot of new skills.
Oh my God, yes.
And I had to step into new giftings, and it was terrifying. In many ways, it was terrifying. But what I kept on thinking about, and I think that this is a lot of what people need to do when they do what it is that they're doing as they're pivoting, is always to remember if they focused on how they're actually contributing towards the person that they're with, or the people that they're with, or the community that they're working with, then even though you're fearful, you'll still step in there and do it. You know, so I can tell you it was not easy.
No.
It was not easy.
So does that mean you have to surround yourself with the positive people?
What it means is that I have to spend a lot of time in a quiet time so that I can actually be in touch with my peace, and also to be able to tap into being joyful. Because being with a lot of positive people doesn't necessarily mean that you end up being joyful, because you have to find that joy yourself.
Within yourself.
You have to find that within yourself.
Okay. Yeah. And you were able to do that during this COVID time?
During this, I have actually found this COVID season to be a really fabulous, fabulous growing season.
That's amazing.
I've discovered more about myself than I've ever done. And I have stepped into things that have been so terrifying that I would never have done if COVID hadn't actually arrived.
Jeez, that is
I
so
see it as
good
a gift.
to hear.
I see it as a gift.
Yes.
I see it as a gift.
A time for yourself.
Yes.
The time that you are not distracted, isn't it?
Because when you're going from one event to the other event to the other event, and you're dealing with, I love being connected with all these different people, but it takes time to get to where you need to get to. Then it takes the time that you have to spend in connecting with a person, and I love all of that. But now I can be a lot more strategic with what it is that I'm doing. So I just say, okay, this is who I want to be working with. This is who I want to get to know better, and then work with them.
Wow.
Rather than being distracted by a whole load of things.
Yeah. So Myrna, in your journey of 9 years as, being the vision board coach, is there any negative incident that you would like to share, and a positive incident, so that our viewers know how you actually balance and manage it?
It's a very interesting thing. I don't know if you know Nana. She has her own TV show here in Brisbane.
Yes,
she asked me the question, and she said, the question that she asked me, not TV, I think is what the thing is, but the question that she asked me was, people think that vision boarding is new age. And for me, that is definitely a no-no, okay, simply because of where I come from and my background. So for me, that was quite not from her, but when I had that coming at me, that was actually a challenge to handle. And then when you're stepping up and you're doing a lot more media and you're doing a lot more things, it's amazing what people talk about, because Australia has its tall poppy syndrome thing. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. So that was really, really difficult.
Yeah.
To handle, and you know, what do you do with all that negativity? You know, you know what it is that people say about you,
Yeah.
what it is that they feel about you, or whatever. And then also people have an idea of what they think vision boarding will be like, and I'm coming from a very different perspective.
Yeah.
I'm coming from a completely different perspective. I'm not coming from licking and sticking in a craft session.
No.
That's not where I'm coming from. I'm coming from, I want to know what's really going on with you. Deep down is what I want to know, what's really going. And for some people that can be very uncomfortable, and some of them can respond to you, because some people are not ready for change. Some people want to stay in their victim mode.
Why?
Because they haven't dealt with their trauma, which is why next year I'm going to be doing some very different vision boards. I'm actually calling it battle vision boards, which is about the battlefield of the mind, what it is that you need to do to protect your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for a lot of people that, you know, that stay in that situation that they're in, comes back again to the same thing that I said earlier on. It's fear. Fear of change.
Fear of change.
And the only thing that we have that really is constant is change.
That's
and we
correct.
and we're going to see so many different changes in the next few years if we're still around here, you know what I mean?
That's right. That's
Yes.
right. So, as you said, that people are scared to change, right?
Yes.
They fear change. And also, people don't want to change. They think, okay, let's keep the vision board aside. They think, okay, my father was like this, so maybe my destination is also like this. So it's going to continue. But no, if you have the vision, you put it out there, follow it, do it. You can change your destiny. You do not have to follow what you actually grew up in. You can change, right?
Absolutely. It's absolutely positive to create that change.
Yeah.
And it's possible. It's possible to create that change. And it's possible to also, because you've got to remember something.
Yeah.
When you change and I change, people around us change too.
True.
You know, if we're stuck in where we're at, it's very selfish because we're holding other people in that same stuck situation.
That's correct. Myrna, like let me give you this example. So I've got this friend of mine and this another friend of mine, okay? So with one friend I know that, you know, if there's anything wrong going on, I share with her. But if there's anything positive going on, I share with the other person. Why does that happen? Why do we stick to one person where you think that, okay, you know, being vulnerable and being you, but the other person you're always like, okay, you know, something positive is happening. Why do we run away like this?
I think you probably need to ask yourself the question whether you actually trust the person. And you probably know the answer to that yourself, because I have, you know, someone in my life, I would never ever tell them what was really going on in my life, because here's your thermometer, or here's how you can find out what's going on. Just listen to what it is that they're saying about other people. And if they're saying some not so nice things and so many negative things, the chances are they're going to do the same thing with you. So why go out and spend your time sharing some deep heart-centered things that could possibly be used against you?
Wow. That is absolutely right. Wow. Oh, that's answered my question.
Yeah. She probably says a lot of things to you about other people.
Yeah, wow. So doing your session, what is the one benefit that people can get?
The main benefit that people can get from is the fact that the gift that I have is linking up the dots. So I'm able to show people how the dots link up of where they're in their life, and then to help them to make decisions so that they can actually move out of where they're at. the other thing that happens too is that sometimes people don't know that they blocked. They don't even know. They haven't got a clue that they are locked and blocked. They don't even know it.
Yeah.
It's a behaviour that they've had all their life like that, and until someone brings it to their attention, they don't even know it.
No. And they don't like it sometimes.
Sometimes they don't like it, but other times it's beautiful. Let me tell you, it's very beautiful in the workshop when you see people being set free because they're open to accepting the things that you're seeing and that you're sharing with them. It's so beautiful because it's really God just working with people.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so beautiful. So beautiful.
So what age group do you have in your workshop?
That's a very interesting question because I have had anything from 13 years up to 80.
80?
80.
Wow.
Yeah. And I do like this generational thing that goes on because I think we need to spend more time being intergenerational because the older generation has a lot to teach the younger generation and the younger generation has got a lot to teach the older generation as well.
Yeah.
So if we have a balance and we come from respect and we come from, you know, knowledge and...
So
yes.
It's from 13 to 80. Anyone
yes.
can book.
Yes, but the majority, I probably need to talk to you about the majority.
Yeah.
The majority of people are people that are 40 years upwards.
Yeah.
And they're mostly women.
Okay.
Okay. And they're mostly women who have gone through dramatic things in their lives. So they might have gone through a divorce.
Yeah.
They might have gone through a breakup of a relationship. They may be going through a financial thing because, you know, they were in a marriage and they were left with nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have a real passion for those women.
Yeah.
Those are the women because there's so much hurt there, and if they can get rid of that, they can work through that hurt, it will be beautiful because in Australia, there's a large proportion of women over 50 that are homeless.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that.
Very large. And what happens is that a lot of the women are not in the statistics who were working for a company, still wear their beautiful clothes that they were able to afford to buy when they were in that position of management.
Yeah.
They're still driving the nice car that they were able to buy when they were earning that income, but they're actually sleeping on the sofa of their friends, or they're sleeping in the cars and nobody knows it. Those women are not included in the statistics, and my heart breaks for those women.
Wow. So how did you come across them?
I came across them because some of them walked through the door of doing my workshop, and that's how I found out about them. I remembered one woman who was out on the street, came from a very upper middle class. Her husband was actually a judge. Left her with nothing. She found herself on the street. She actually she was sponsored by a company, a community company. All her organs were completely destroyed with the alcohol.
Oh.
Because that's just the way she dulled her pain. But honestly, if you saw her bored, the hope that she still had inside that came out was totally and utterly incredible. And that woman stepped out and did some amazing things.
Wow. You are amazing. The most amazing vision board coach I've come across. So if there's one thing you would like to tell the youngsters to do, what it would be?
I would say the most important thing for the younger generation is you guys have a lot of challenges and a lot of pressure in the area of your values, because a lot of you would like to be nice, kind people, and a lot of you would like to live in a way where a life was a clean life. But you have a lot of things that come against you, which is porn, peer pressure, all sorts of things that come up against you. So my advice, or what I would like to share with you, because you guys don't like advice, so I'll just it's very interesting, because sometimes when I talk to this other generation, they see me with this white hair, and I can literally hear them thinking, what does she know about? Until I start speaking in their lives, and then they literally like this in their chairs.
All ears.
All ears. It's like, how did she know that's me? You know? But the thing is that this generation has got a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure that you guys are going through. And so I'm just going to say one of the things that you can really helpful for you, not to be in that pressure cooker, is write down 5 things which is your values. What are your 5 top values? And then live that out every single day.
Amazing. Write that down.
Yes.
5 important.
5 top values. Write it down. And actually, it's part of what I teach when I do the vision board.
Yeah.
I actually get people to put those values around a picture of themselves so that they can live it and breathe it.
Yeah.
But write it down and then live it every single day. Remember that restaurateur that I told you about? Everybody in the area were freaking out about what was happening about the cafes. Because his value was community, he started cooking for the community. And he focused on his value. So when COVID became, where there was a bit of an easing off, what do you think the customers did? They supported him because they saw what it is that he did, that he was focusing on community.
Wow.
He had quite a long line of people
That's
queuing
the
up.
way, isn't it?
Yes.
Community first.
Community first.
You look after your surroundings.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So, Myrna, where could we find you? You are on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook.
Yes.
And then I'm also have a website. It's an easy website. It's unlockyourvision.com.au. And you find my email address there and my phone number. Ring me, because I love the personal touch. I'm not someone that just likes the emails and all of that. I like to
face to face and the phone call.
Face to face and on the phone.
Fantastic. Yes. Pleasure having you, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to get in contact with Myrna Widlend, you can go on to www.unlockyourvision.com.au. Call her, email her, and she is available for you. Thank you so much for your time, Myrna. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Rini. It's been lovely to see you.
Thank you.
And thank you for having me on your show. Keep doing the beautiful work that you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Awesome.
Yeah.